Welcome back. This is Elaine and Dennis, and we're in Gloversville doing the waltz. So one of the figures we really need to look at in a waltz is a figure called a chassé. C-H-A-S-S-E, and you can put a little accent over the E. And you'll see this a lot in many waltzes. You'll even see this in a foxtrot or a quick step. Maybe some other dances too. But chassé is very common, and it's done in a couple of different ways. And we're going to cover the various aspects of using a chassé at our level of round dancing. Mostly phase 3 and above, but in a number of phase 2 waltzes. All right, so the chassé typically is done in closed position, facing. We will do a side step, a closed step, and another side step. But it's done in kind of a, whether you want to say syncopated or a skipping motion, you may, because the timing is such where you're doing the first side close in one beat, and you're taking the next side step in another beat. So it's like a quick, slow, quick, slow. All right? Typically, there's not any rising in it. There's no rise like you would expect in kind of a waltz. It's pretty level out. As I'll just quick, slow. 1 and 2. I say 1 and 2. You can count 2, 3, 4, but the and is implying the additional step between the 1 and the 2. All right, so it's 1 and 2. Or if I were just counting the beats, it'd be just 1, 2. 1, 2. With that little extra step in the middle. And that's our basic chassé. We can go in the other direction, away from the camera, and we would just chassé. 1, 2. All right? But 2 beats does not make a waltz measure. We have 3 beats in a waltz measure. So typically the first beat is not the chassé itself, but a step that leads into the chassé. That step could be a through step, where we would both step through, and that would be our 1 beat. So it would be a step through, would be 1, 2, 3, with that extra skip in it. If you want me to use the word and, the conjunction and, it would be 1, 2, and 3. All right, let's do it the other way. We're stepping through with our trailing foot. Very often, these types of chassés start with the through step with our trailing foot. So we step through, and then we do our chassé. And we're ready again with our trailing foot. We can do 2 of them in a row, and don't be surprised to see it. They're in plenty of dances. Through, chassé, through, chassé. Okay? Easy enough. So how do you get the trailing foot free? You do a figure like a whisk, or a hover, or a half a box. And then that would leave the trailing foot free. So very often at our level of dancing, we start with a hover. Step, rise, recover, and then we step through and chassé, through and chassé. Okay? So where do we chassé to? We chassé to, chassé to Buffalo. We chassé to whatever position the cuer wants you to prepare you for the next figure. The cuer may say step through and chassé to semi, through, chassé to, pick her up, and we pick the lady up in front. All right? We may say through and chassé to do a maneuver. So we'll step through chasse to semi, and maneuver. 2, 3. We could say through and chasse to banjo, not necessarily to semi. So we can step through, chasse to banjo, now maneuver. Okay? So through and chasse, those are the primary positions to get into from a chasse at our level of round dancing. That is to either semi or to banjo. Not doesn't mean to say we can't do some other position, but that's what we do most often. Okay? Through and chasse. And I tell you what, I'm going to put on some music. We will dance a little bit, throwing just those figures on. And I will either cue maneuver or pick up after we do the chasses. So let's do a little practice to some music. We'll put on this song. It's Autumn Nocturne is the name of the song. I think can you hear that? All right, as long as you can hear my cue. We will start with a hover and then through and chasse. And if you can, follow along or practice along. Hear the beat? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Ready? Hover to semi, through chasse to semi, maneuver. Spin turn, half a box back. 2 left turns. Face the wall, hover, through chasse to semi, through chasse to semi, maneuver. 2 right turns. Face the wall, box. Hover, through chasse to banjo, maneuver. Spin turn, half a box back. 2 left turns. Hover, through chasse to banjo, follow a maneuver. Spin turn, half a box back. 2 left turns. Hover, through chasse to semi, through chasse to banjo, maneuver. 2 right turns. 12 eye, pick up. 2 left turns. Hover, through chasse to semi, through chasse to banjo, maneuver. Spin turn, box back. Hover, through chasse to semi, through chasse to semi, maneuver. 2 turning. Hover, through chasse to semi, pick her up. 2 left turns. Hover, through chasse to semi, pick her up. Forward waltz, maneuver, spin turn, box back. 2 left turns. Hover, through chasse to semi, through chasse to semi, maneuver, spin turn, half a box back, dip back, and twist. Nice. All right. And that is a basic chasse that we will do. Give me a minute. I'm going to take a drink of water. We'll be right back, and we will do a little bit different way of doing a chasse. All right, now that I've had that little water break, I talk so much I need a water break. Anyway, we are going to do another figure that often follows a chasse, especially a chasse to banjo, and that is a locking step. Now, a locking step, we take a step, and the other foot, instead of following alongside it, actually goes a little behind it as you're going in the direction of motion. You take a step, then you push the whatever foot follows, in this case the trailing foot, behind the lead foot, and you take a step again. And that is a locking step. It has the same kind of a syncopation as a chassé. A chassé was a quick side, close side. Well, a locking step that we're doing is a quick forward, lock, forward. Same rhythm. Quick, quick, slow. So it would be, instead of like a chassé, 2 and 3, it would be 2 and 3. And the lady naturally is going back on her lead foot. So as I step forward, we'll go at an angle so you can see her feet. As I step forward, Elaine will be stepping back, and it's cued as a lock step, sometimes cued as a forward lock forward. It can be cued, step lock step. I cue it as a forward lock forward. Most cues, I think, do. Okay, so it's forward lock forward. I try and avoid the word forward because the lady is actually going back. It's confusing enough as it is. But it is cued forward lock forward. So again, we're starting with our lead foot. Forward lock forward. So, but what if we have our trailing foot free? We need that one step. The forward lock forward is 2 and 3. Where's the 1? The 1 is the first step. All right, we take a step. Why? We have our trailing foot free. We just did a step through and chassé to banjo. Now we have our trailing foot free, where we can then step forward and then do the forward lock forward. Watch again. We'll go with this angle a little bit. All right. We have our trailing foot free. Well, I'll show you from the beginning. Hover, step through, chassé to semi, through, chassé to banjo, and now we can take the forward step and the forward lock forward. And then we can do forward face close. All right, let's turn around and we'll come back toward you. All right, we'll start with a hover, step through, we'll chassé to semi. That wasn't a very good hover, I did a whisk. We'll do a hover. Hover, step through, chassé to semi, to step through, chassé to banjo. Forward, forward lock forward. And then a forward face close. Okay? I don't have to precede it by a chassé to semi. We could go right to banjo. Hover, step through, forward lock forward, we'll go, chassé, we're going directly to banjo. Through, chassé to banjo, forward, forward lock forward. And from here, we can do a maneuver. It doesn't have to be forward face close. Okay? So that is a forward lock forward. We'll do it one more time. Practice it with us. I'm going to say hover to semi, through, chassé to banjo, forward, forward lock forward. Put that in your mind, that extra forward. Before you do the locking steps, you're actually taking 2 steps forward. You're going 1, 2. Well, with the trailing foot first. 1, 2, and then locking or skipping. So it's a forward, forward, lock forward. So I know a lot of times when we're teaching this, a lot of people, they take that forward step and they want to lock right away. They take that forward step with the trailing foot and they want to lock. You need to take another forward before you lock. Okay? So we'll do a hover. We'll do a step through, chassé to banjo, forward, forward lock forward, forward, forward lock forward, and then a forward face close. One more time coming at you. Ready? Hover, step through, chassé to banjo, forward, forward lock forward, maneuver, spin turn, box back. Okay? And that is a forward lock, forward. Let's just practice a little bit of that with music, okay? And we'll have some music. Ready? Hover. Step through chasse to semi. Through chasse to banjo. Forward lock, forward. Maneuver. Spin turn. Box finish. 2 left turns. Hover. Step through chasse to banjo. Forward lock, forward. Maneuver. Spin turn. Box back. 2 left turns. Hover. Step through chasse to banjo. Forward lock, forward. Maneuver. Impetus semi. Through face close. Box. Hover. Through chasse to banjo. Maneuver. Impetus semi. Step through chasse to semi. Pick her up. 2 left turns. Hover. Maneuver. Spin turn. Box finish. 2 left turns. Hover. Step through chasse to semi. Maneuver. Impetus to semi. Step through chasse to banjo. Forward lock, forward. Maneuver. Spin turn. Box back. Let's do that again. 2 left turns. Hover. Through chasse to semi. Maneuver. Impetus to semi. Step through chasse to banjo. Forward lock, forward. Maneuver. Impetus semi. Through chasse to semi. Maneuver. Spin turn. Box back. 2 left turns. All right. I think that's enough of that particular figure. We have a couple of other figures we need to get to, and that's doing a chasse leading the other way. Doing a chasse. Woo! Takes a little winded out of there from that. I think it's more exhausting trying to think hash Q like that. What can I come up with next that'll work out a routine? Okay, we are going to do a different approaches to doing a chasse. For now, we've been doing a chasse with starting out with me facing the wall. Of course, we could just as easily do that with me facing center. And then we could step through and chasse in this direction. But another popular way of doing chasse is not as popular, but still popular, is to start out in closed position, turn left, and start the chasse. Right now, we've done a hover, and then with our trailing foot through, and then with the lead foot, we start the chasse. Now, I'm going to say, all right, this is line of dance. Well, why didn't I face this way? Because then as we turn, you can see us dancing. We can turn left on one step and then start the chasse with our trailing foot. The other chasse we started with our leading foot. We are going to start it with our trailing foot. Going to not my left, but to my right. We start a left turn, one step. And now we can do a quick chasse, side, close side. So in essence, we're chassing to my right, to Elaine's left. In the others we've done so far, we went in the other direction. All right? Watch it again. I'm coming your line of dance right now in the direction of the camera. Turn left and chasse. All right? And we'll do it the other direction. I'll turn my back to you this time. Again, we turn left and chasse. All right. All right, well, what do we do from there? Very often, because our momentum is carrying us this way, we want to keep going that way. Our initial turn was to the left as we chassé. I find it very comfortable to just kind of keep the body turning to the left, and as I'm turning to the left, I'm drifting into banjo. Okay? So as I turn to my left, I'm drifting in the banjo, and now we're ready to do any number of other figures that can come to mind. One of them is, here I am in a good position with our lead foot. I can do an impetus. 1, 2, 3. It's a semi. Very common to do an impetus to semi from that position. Let's do it coming toward you. You'll be line of dance. All right? We'll do it's cued as a turn left and chassé to banjo. Turn left, chassé, impetus semi, 1, 2, 3. Okay? Very common. You have your trailing foot free to do that impetus. Now in the past, we've done an impetus after we've maneuvered. That's right, I have my lead foot free to do an impetus. 1, 2, 3. So now, after doing the step, turn left and chassé, turn left, chassé, I do have my lead foot free to do that impetus. All right? Same general figure, same general motion. Okay? Now, I don't have to do an impetus. Assuming that, again, the camera's line of dance. Turn left, chassé to banjo. I can do a locking step. I can do a back and a back lock back. Earlier we did a forward and a forward lock forward, back for the ladies. Now I'm the one going back and the ladies are going forward. Watch it again. Turn left and chassé, back and a back lock back. Back, back, lock back. And from here we can do an impetus. 2, 3. All right? A different way of approaching it. Earlier we did chassé to banjo, back and a back lock. Forward, forward, lock, forward. Now we're doing a chassé to banjo, turning the other way, and a back and back lock back. Let's show it again. All right, I tell you what, we'll show it going away from the camera. First, we will do the chassé we did earlier. We'll do a hover, chassé to banjo, hover, chassé to banjo, step through, chassé, forward, forward, lock, forward. So on our trailing foot, we step forward, and then we do the locking step. Now we'll do the other one. Instead of starting here where that's line of dance, we'll start in this closed position, and that's still line of dance. We'll turn left. Now we'll chassé again with our trailing foot. Side, close side to banjo. We step, and then do a back, lock, back. Okay? I'm going to put some music on. I will just cue the turn left and chassé, and then include the back, lock, back. I will not practice the other chassé where we go from a hover. This way we don't get mixed up. We'll just stay focused on the turn left, chassé to banjo, back, and a back lock back. We'll just practice that. I don't want to throw a lot out there to practice, okay? So we'll use Autumn Nocturne again. I like this music. A part point. Pick up the close. 2 left turns. Hover, pick her up. Turn left, chasse the banjo. Back, back, lock back. Impetus to semi. Through face close. Hover. Maneuver. Spin turn. Box finish. 2 left turns. Hover. Pick her up. Turn left, chasse the banjo. Back and a back lock back. Impetus semi. Forward face close. Hover. Pick up. Turn left, chasse the banjo. Impetus semi. Through face close. Box. Hover. Through. Maneuver. Spin turn. Box finish, face line. Turn left, chasse the banjo. Back, back lock back. Impetus semi. Pick her up. Turn left, chasse the banjo. Back, back lock back. Impetus semi. Through face close. Box. Hover. Pick her up. Left turning box. Turn left, chasse the banjo. Back, back lock back. Impetus semi. Pick her up. Left turning box. We start facing line. The left turning box, and now we will finish facing line. Turn left, chasse the banjo. Back, back lock back. Impetus semi. Through face close. Hover. Pick up. Turn left, chasse the banjo. Back, back lock back. Impetus semi. Through face close. All right. Whew. I think we pretty well covered what I wanted to cover with the chassé, at least for all the music that we do at our level of dancing, round dancing phase 2 and 3. Those are the typical combinations we see the most. If there's a different combination out there, I'm sorry I overlooked it. The Cure, when they announce the dance, if things are done a little differently, it'd be polite for them to just say, okay, hey, we have a little different way of doing this particular figure, but overall, what we did is pretty much it. That was the chassés, both to the left and to the right, and we're gonna see them in a song coming up in a little bit. All right. Hey, this is Elaine and Dennis with the Shoe Leather Express in Gloversville, New York.